20 miles southeast of the nation's capital, Brandywine, Maryland. Once a rural farming community, quickly becoming an energy hub for the region. Soon to have 5 power plants within just 15 miles.
I'm very concerned, very concerned. He has asthma, has had asthma since birth.
Brandy Banks Wells grew up here. She says her 10-year-old son Dallas has been to the hospital 8 times this year alone for asthma attacks.
It feels like I can't breathe and it felt like my heart stops.
Her son's health has Brandy questioning her family's future in Brandywine. She's worried about their surroundings. CPV St. Charles just opened in March. Across the county line, Keys Energy Center is under construction. And about 1.5 miles from there, the plot for the newest approved plant, the Panda Matawoman. The state put out a call for these companies, citing a need for more energy. The natural gas-fired plants picked the Brandywine area because of zoning and existing infrastructure.
We think it's unfair. We think it's inequitable.
Fred Tutman is the Patuxent Riverkeeper. He, too, is concerned about pollution.
Air waste, water waste, land waste.
2 other facilities have already been operating in the area for decades. Another natural gas plant and the Chalk Point generating station that includes gas, oil, and coal. It was fined $1 million last year for failure to meet federal environmental standards, 8 of the last 12 quarters.
I think this community has lacked power. By power, I don't mean electricity, I mean political power.
Tutman calls it environmental injustice. Brandywine is 72% African American. Last year, residents filed a federal civil rights complaint against the state agencies that approved the latest power plant. It hasn't been built yet. They say the plant is disproportionately subjecting the black residents of Brandywine to air pollution and other negative impacts based on their race. When asked about it, the state declined to comment because of the pending federal complaint.
It's a dumping ground.
Beyond the power plants, tucked behind trees and lush foliage, Brandywine also has a Superfund site, meaning land here is contaminated and designated for cleanup. There are also several mining operations and a coal ash landfill next to this playground. Dr. Shakobi Wilson, a public and environmental health associate professor at the University of Maryland, warns of the combined effect of contaminants, from ozone emissions to particulate matter.
Those are small particles that can get into your lungs and basically get into your circulatory system. They can cross the blood-brain barrier. And these risks are really important when you think about children, when you look at pregnant women, when you look at someone who's elderly, or you look at someone who may have some underlying health condition. These communities are vulnerable.
Respiratory symptoms are the #1 cause of frequent emergency visits in the county. The EPA says air quality for the region has been improving in the past couple of years, and the 2 power plants that responded to CNN's request for comment insist that their plants are far cleaner than the old oil and coal plants.
There goes another dump truck. But, I mean, they're flying up and down the road all the time.
Paul Antonioli's window screen business will soon have a power plant just across the road. So you're not worried about the health impact?
No, it's natural gas, which is the least offensive of the fossil fuels, and it burns clean, and there's an overabundance in America of that.
Having grown up in the shadow of the Chalk Point facility,
From my mom's house up on the hill, that's to the back of you.
Antonioli hopes the new plants lead to cheaper electricity, with just one of them generating enough energy to power more than 650,000 homes, while infusing millions of dollars into county coffers.
The power plants that are coming into Brandywine are going to probably be in the top 5 largest taxpayers of Prince George's County. They will add to our commercial tax base, which helps us fund education, public safety, transportation.
The plants are also creating jobs. CPV, for example, hired 400 construction workers, but those jobs are temporary. It now has 22 full-time employees.
Foot long, right?
Yes, please.
Anything?
For John Russo, who owns a New York-style deli, that means more customers.
It brought a lot of business to the neighborhood.
It brings more foot traffic in here, more people who want
At
to
least
eat.
5% extra.
Mostly from the power plants.
Mostly from power plant. The amount of business, the parties that they have, they buy food, food from us, other places around here.
And Russo hopes that's just the beginning. For now, the fate of at least one plant remains uncertain, with a federal complaint in mediation that could take weeks or even months to resolve. The ultimate impact on the region may not be determined for years, forcing some in the community to make tough choices.
You know, I just feel for the health of my child. That's all I care about at this point. So.
Is it enough to make you want to move?
Absolutely. For the health of my child, I will.
Even after living here most of your life?
I will pick up and move for my kids. It's just not worth it.